But an aloe vera is a hybrid plant. The natural plant is that white cactus. That is natural. Also the agave, not the aloe vera.
It is on the shelf of almost every pharmacy on Earth. In your shampoo, your sunburn gel, your morning juice. For 4,000 years, it was called the plant of immortality. But here is what the label never tells you. Regulators once pulled aloe products off the market for safety. And when scientists fed its extract to lab animals for 2 years, the animals grew tumors. Dr. Sebi never saw those studies. He just looked at aloe and said one thing, decades early. It does not belong on your body, and it does not belong inside you. By the end of this, you will understand exactly why he was right. Before anyone explains it away, listen to exactly what he said about aloe vera, in his own words.
Aloe vera. Everybody talks, and they also feel that aloe vera is a good plant. They've been advertising it. But an aloe vera is a hybrid plant. The natural plant is that white cactus. That is natural. Also the agave, not the aloe vera. If you give the aloe vera a pH test, you put aloe vera on the acid side. Aloe vera. It belongs over here.
To understand why he pushed back this hard, you have to see how big this plant's reputation is. The Egyptians carved aloe into temple walls and called it the plant of immortality. Cleopatra is said to have worked its gel into her skin every day. There is even an old story that Alexander the Great was told to seize an island off the coast of Africa so his armies would never run out of aloe to dress their wounds. 2,000 years ago, the Greek physician Dioscorides was already writing it up for burns and the stomach. But here is the part that matters. For almost all of that history, aloe was a wild plant, used raw, close to where it grew. What changed is the last 100 years. Aloe stopped being a folk remedy and became an ingredient, farmed, bottled, and sold into a global market, now worth billions of dollars a year. In some cases, it became barely even that. When researchers have tested store-bought aloe, some products turned out to hold little to no real aloe at all, just thickened, colored water carrying the name. That is the aloe Sebi was looking at from the stage. Not the temple plant, the product.
Start with the word he kept coming back to, hybrid. To him, a hybrid is a plant human hands rebuilt for the market, until it no longer matched anything the wild grew on its own. Aloe fits that almost perfectly. The version sold worldwide is one farmed variety, Aloe barbadensis Miller, grown at industrial scale for gel and juice. That is a crop, not a plant you stumble on in the desert. And here is the detail botanists quietly admit. Aloe vera has no confirmed wild home. Nobody can point to a wild population and say, there, it grows on its own. The most famous healing plant on Earth mostly exists because people keep growing it. That is a hybrid, by his definition and almost by the dictionary. What he pointed to instead were the desert originals, the wild cactus and the agave, tough plants that were never redesigned for a juice aisle.
Then he made a claim you can actually put a meter to. He said if you give aloe vera a pH test, it falls on the acid side. His whole system runs on one idea. The body is meant to sit slightly alkaline, and the plants that keep it there are alkaline too. Acid-forming food, in his view, is what pulls the body off balance. So, measure it. The inner gel of aloe, the part everyone drinks, sits at roughly 4.5 to 5.5 on the pH scale. That is acidic. On the strip, it lands right where he pointed. He did not have a lab on that stage. He just knew where the plant belonged.
There is one more part of aloe that the marketing quietly leaves out. Just under the green skin sits a bitter yellow layer called the latex, and its active compound is aloin. Aloin is a powerful stimulant laxative. It is so harsh that in 2002, United States regulators pulled over-the-counter aloe laxatives from the market for lack of safety data. And when the National Toxicology Program fed rats whole-leaf aloe extract for 2 years, the animals developed intestinal tumors, which led to aloe whole-leaf extract being listed as a possible human carcinogen. None of that is a scare. It is the reason reputable aloe juice has to be filtered and decolorized to strip the aloin out before it is safe to sell. A plant that has to be processed to be tolerated is a strange thing to call a healing plant. Sebi never ran those studies. He just told people it was on the wrong side of the line, decades before the labels caught up to the same caution.
So what did he actually want people reaching for? He said it on the stage. The wild cactus and the agave. The desert plants that never needed redesigning. On his own nutritional guide, the one he approved was the nopal, the pad of the prickly pear cactus. Same soothing, cooling, mineral-rich quality people chase in aloe, from a plant he placed firmly on the natural side. If you want the thing aloe is only imitating, go to the source. I have linked good nopal and agave below if yours is hard to find. So the next time a label calls aloe the plant of immortality, you will hear what he heard. A hybrid, on the acid side, sold as medicine. If this changed how you see the plant, tell me in the comments whether you are putting the aloe bottle down. Subscribe so the next one finds you. And if you want to know which other trusted health foods he warned against, click the video on your screen right now. I will see you there.